Welcome to Manager League Training. Today we're going to go over managing and editing seasons as well as creating new seasons. So you can see we're on our main dashboard here. To adjust or edit our seasons, as you know, you have the season drop down up here where you can pick your seasons. But if you want to edit or change your season, you can go into Organization, League, or go to registration setup. In both of those, there will be a little button next to your active seasons called Season Editor. You can click on that, and you'll see a list of all of your seasons. So there may be more than what you see in your drop-down if any of your seasons are hidden. So in here, say we want to edit the Spring 2014 season, we can click on that. Now we're going to take a look at the options that are in here. So for your current season, you're going to have season description. This is always going to be something like spring, winter, fall, session 1, session 2, whatever you like to call it, something descriptive for the season. Season year is exactly that. It's the year that you're going to be in. Previous season is going to be the season that you want to pull things like your evaluations from and different things like that. So if you're doing spring 2014, you may want your previous season to be spring 2013. If you had a fall season and most of your players play in both seasons, maybe you wanted to choose your fall season from 2014. It's up to you here. Now you have season order. This number here will will affect the displaying of the season in the drop down. It'll show the lowest number first and then go ascending from there. Season type is something that you can set up. You can actually click here to edit or enter season types. You can see you can add, edit, move up, adjust your season types here. What season types are going to do is they're going to change the options that your season has. So things like fees will change, divisions will change, also your registration steps will change. A season type is a place where you can store basically those things, the registration steps, the fees, and also your divisions into a specific type. So next year, so when you do your spring season, next year when you do your next spring season, all you have to do is set your season type to spring or any season type that you set, and all those items will already be set for you. You just may have to go through your reg steps and change any dates, or if you need to increase your fees or anything like that, you can adjust it. But this way you can keep separate options for your fall fees and your fall registration and your spring fees and your spring registration. You can also leave it as unassigned if you don't do any changing of your steps. If you want everything to be the same across all your seasons, just keep it as unassigned, and that'll basically remove that season type option. So you can also hide this season. So if you have a bunch of older seasons that you don't need to look back at anymore, you can come through and hide all the seasons. That way they don't show up in your drop down. Maybe your drop down's getting a little too busy. You can hide them, and then if you ever need to see them again, come in here and unhide them. So here is a newer option. This is League. Your season can either be across all leagues or the league that you're currently in. So if you're a league that has multiple organizations or multiple leagues, if you have a football league, a baseball league, you can actually set this to only show up in that specific league. This will help keep it a little bit cleaner, as well as it won't affect, if you make any changes to the season, it won't affect any seasons and any other leagues or sports that you may have. So I would use this in the case of, if you have a fall season for basketball and you have a fall season for baseball, but your registration dates and times don't really match up, you maybe want to change the season type so that you don't get confused by choosing the wrong one or have to, name the season Fall Basketball 2015 and clutter up your drop down. So this will allow you to limit the season by league. So now we have the season start. So this is when your season's actually going to start and end. And then we have the registration start and end dates. This is when your registration is open. Registration will automatically open on this date and will automatically close on this date. Late fee date is going to be the spot where you can enter when you want your late fees to start. Now the late fee date has to be within the registration dates. You also have an evaluation date. That's when your evaluations will open. So if you have evaluations set up, you can set a date so that your coaches will now have to go in and put in their player evaluations. You also have the early bird date and early bird date number 2. This is for the beginning of registration to set a date so that they could have a discount for registering early. Then we also have override dates. So if you need to put in a specific birth date cutoff, you can put that in here. You can do a boys cutoff override and a girls cutoff override and set those to a specific date to set your cutoffs for the year. So now that you've made changes in here, you just click update. You'll get the message that the season has been updated. You can return to the season editor, and then you're back in here. Now, when you want to create your new season, you can do the new season here. You can click new season and go through this. But we've also created a season creation wizard. So if you go to setup, organization, then season creation wizard, you'll see in here we have season description just like before. The season year you can choose. Which league should the season be accessible? You can choose which league you want it. Put in your registration start and end dates. You can click these and little box will pop up. And then when you're done with that, go to the next step. You can also put in your late fee date, your early bird date, and then continue. Once that's all in there, that'll set up your actual season for you. There's just a checklist here of things that you want to make sure you're ready, that you do. Obviously, check your divisions. Make sure the divisions are all set and the ages are working properly. Also make sure all your fee codes are configured, so make sure if there's any fee changes or if you need to add new fee codes for new divisions or fees have changed, make sure you go in there and adjust those. Always, 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 every year, test your registration as soon as your new season is active. Make sure your registration is open properly, and also make sure that your fees are being charged, your divisions ages are correct. Always go through and just run a couple test registrations when you're done. As soon as you are done with this wizard here, you can just click Create Season, and your new season will create in the top. Thank you for listening to this tutorial. Stay tuned for more tutorials on Manager League software. Thank you.